We have someone special with us today. Today, y'all, she be whipping it up. Chef MealsByMel, Melissa. We have my good friend, MealsByMel in the building. Melissa, MealsByMel, y'all.
Thank you, Devin. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Of course, of course.
So, getting like a business started, like what started you off? Like, what made you say, oh, you know what, this is my thing. This is where I want to be as far as like pursuing a career in my individual business. What made you want to?
So, we started in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in college. It was my last year. And I kind of felt like it just was working. It started off as something where every time we having a kickback, a function, you can't have liquor. I always feel like hospitality is very big. So you can't have no liquor and I have no food.
Absolutely.
And, I used to have these seafood nachos. And that kind of like picked up from there, it started turning to a thing of plates.
Okay.
And I felt like it was working. So, navigating after graduation, coming back to Houston, I was in Dallas for a bit, was kind of actively doing it on and off. And then when I came back to Houston, I was like, okay, nobody was really on the scene of plates.
Right,
so
right,
just
right.
going at it like, okay, I'm gonna just start selling plates back at home. And the traction just continued to grow. And then I just felt like each phase has been a different level of elevation. Like, we were doing the plates, but now obviously servicing as a full catering service, but we also offer meal preps. I have the YouTube cooking channel. So just different elements introducing as time progressed.
Yeah, so it just gradually grew over the time.
Yeah.
I know you was popular back in school, man. Come back. Everybody go to Melissa for them plates. Them plates, man.
No, seriously, it was. I was like, Oklahoma always got a special place in my heart because it really jumped off.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is an art for you. Like, this is like a philosophy. Like, this is something different because you've been doing it for so long now. Like,
Yeah.
So how would you describe your style of cooking? If you could, like, if they had like styles of cooking.
I would say I'm a wizard. Like,
I like that.
I'm a wizard because I just feel like I float in the kitchen. I'm well versed. But if I had to put a title on our style of cooking, it's like, your Southern comfort food.
Right.
It's a mixture of soul and Cajun and also twists of cultural cuisines. So that's how I would name
Make me
title
hungry
my
thinking
food.
about it. For real.
That's what I would say.
No, that's what's up though. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, given the time that you put into it, like, you just get better and better at it.
Yeah.
So, like you
I think
said.
in anything, like, it's just like if you was to ask LeBron, like, how he started from the beginning till now, you learn when you study the game so much, you should be growing.
You should be growing. Yeah, I mean, you always learning some game, always
Yeah.
student of the game, but you still picking up. So,
Every time. And I've learned a lot of things from even the people that I've hired, Everybody has something to give.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that. I love that. So, the wizard.
Right, like Future.
Man, I'm telling you. What would you say, like, the hardest part about, like, being an individual business owner now that you're, like, doing it is, like, that's your thing, is, like, you full on taking it in stride and everything. Like, what's like, the hardest part about everything?
It's just balance. I think with anything, when you're navigating so many different things, it's hard sometimes to find a balance. Obviously, like, you're a business owner, but you also are a human first. So,
Absolutely.
Prioritizing your business, but also reminding yourself that you have personal obligations, you have things for self-care that you have to consider and factor in. So,
Yeah, it could be a little tedious. Huh?
Yeah,
It could be a little tedious of keeping
scheduling.
Scheduling. God. I hate that word.
yeah, scheduling is very important. And timeliness, as somebody who has struggled with time and time again.
It happens.
Navigating and understanding the importance of that.
Okay.
Because you can't get time back.
Oh, you can't. Unfortunately.
And
I
time
wish
is
we
money.
could. I wish
I
we
know.
could. And it is a lot of money. A
Yeah.
lot of time. How long have you been doing catering? Like, officially been catering? I don't know if you said it earlier. Like, but how long has it been now?
As far as full catering, probably like the last 5 years. But, we started in 2016, so this year makes it 10 years as far as collectively doing Meals by Mel.
Okay, cool. So, is it like a favorite dish or anything that's like highly requested from you and your services?
The Cajun pasta. Everybody, our Cajun pasta since day, which was one of like, used to be like a popular plate as is.
Mm-hmm.
So even on the scale of catering, that is one dish collectively through all my orders that I see clients order is our Cajun pasta. And it's well versed. Like, I mean, who doesn't love pasta?
Who doesn't love pasta? I love me a good pasta, man.
You know, a good pasta. It's filling.
Yeah.
We gonna, you know, we fill our pans up.
I don't wanna put too much out there. I want people to order it, but like,
Yeah.
what do you usually throw in there? Like, what's some things you usually throw in there?
In our Cajun pasta,
Mhm.
so it contains beef sausage. We don't use no pork, chicken, and shrimp.
Okay.
So you get all three proteins.
You get all the proteins.
Everything.
You hear me? You hear me? That's what's
Everything.
Up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I ain't gonna lie.
And
This seems like it's become successful for you, and it has like many things in the future that's like as far as your endeavors and growing, like so many possibilities for you as far as being like a business owner and building these relationships with people. So when you're let me ask you this, when you're building these relationships with people, like how important is it for you to build a good rapport with them so they you know, or may I say, how important do you feel like it's to your business when you build a good rapport with these people?
it's really important because I mean, word of mouth, you know, spreads like wildfire, good or bad. And we've had the pleasure of experiencing good and bad
All good, yeah.
word of mouth. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
And it's crazy because the bad will spread and stick longer than the good.
Than the
But
good.
that's all a part of, you know, business.
Yeah.
However, it's very important to me that I feel like it's important to make your clients, let them know that you care. That's why I feel like we have been able to develop and curate a lot of returning clients because I'm very detailed when it pertains to client responses. Like, I want you to actively know that we are treating this like top priority.
Absolutely.
And by doing so, like, our response times are very fast. Like, I don't, you know, feel the need, even in being busy, to let certain inquiries sit longer than 48 hours because it's like, if I'm reaching out to a business, I want a fast response because it's like, okay, I know that you're here, you're locked in, let's get the ball rolling.
So you put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, in a consumer's shoes, for sure.
Absolutely. I wish most businesses do that because a lot of them don't, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's when I feel like more businesses become, I guess, more money hungry. I do understand it's a business at the end of the day, but customer service is a thing too.
For sure. And I'm very personable, and I feel like you said, customer service is always very long lasting too. So I feel like people are treated good, they're more prone to like, okay, I remember how so and so did me, you know, she's throwing a little extra shrimp, but you know, she was very, you know, she talked to me like I was her friend.
Yeah.
So just making people feel at home with us.
Building those relationships. Hey, take notes. You gotta build those relationships.
Yeah, you do.
Spotlight sessions is about community. Everybody helping each other out, everybody networking. How do you feel has your community, either your community or family, supported you along this journey?
Heavy. A lot. I think it's important to have community. It's important to have a village. Cheerleaders, because like, if anybody tells you anything about business, it gets tough. You know, there's good days, obviously, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of dark days as well. So having individuals in your life that encourage you, that remind you, like, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're good at it, you know, like, the storm is here, but joy comes in the morning. And just having people to lean on, you know, like, you know, it's easy to have also, and by lean on, even in that field that you're in, because it's easy to have, you know, your village and your community, but also people that can relate and express the same type of, whether situations, concerns, having relatable village and people, that's important too.
It takes a village.
No, it is.
It does.
It's like truly raising a baby, like a business is having a child.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say, it's a full-time job.
You can go through like the troubles and everything, but it is good to have somebody there to be like, hey, you know, or, you know, somebody to give you that encouragement, I believe.
No, definitely. And over the years, like, a lot of my friends, they've even assisted like hands-on, whether like I needed extra help or if I was in a city where like they were from, they were out there in the field with me. So just always being present. So I'm thankful for my folks.
That's absolutely wonderful. That's something to be thankful for.
No,
sure.
thanks.
Yeah. For these first timer people that never ever experienced your food before, what do you expect reaction wise? What do you expect from them in that first bite, like that first initial?
I expect them to be like, damn, like you made that. No, like every time that's the reaction I want. Cause it's funny, cause people like how I cook, and then like they're like, not this little petite girl ain't cooking throwing down like this, you know. But no, I did that. You know, I just want people to always be mind blown. Like, ooh, that's good, but not good, but like, damn, ooh, good.
Absolutely.
You know, like I want more, like you yearning for more, you know, because sometimes you can take a first bite. That's why, like, when people say, you know, recording people take a first bite, it's like, yeah, your first bite, but like, how does it digest in your palate? Am I gonna pick up some more? Do I want to, like,
you don't want them to be like, oh, it's straight.
Yeah, it's good, it's cool,
Like,
but nah, I want you to like, damn, that's good. Let me get another bite, you know, and another one, you know.
Yeah. All right, Mel. We have enjoyed your time, which is money,
Okay, look.
with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I'll ask you this one last question. If you have any advice to any startups, any people that's new to catering, anybody that's new to sole proprietorship, individual business, if you have any advice, would you care to share?
Yeah, for sure, just staying authentic, staying true to yourself, true to your craft, staying consistent, and also staying disciplined. You know, it's easy to feel like you're up, and as you should be. However, the back end work is very important. So, discipline, consistency, and authenticity. Those three, and I feel like you're going. And always remember, it's not a race. You know, I feel like sometimes we're in this world of like, finishing fast means success, but not necessarily. So, you know, slow and steady wins the race every time.
Absolutely.
That's it. But I appreciate you for having me.
I appreciate you for being here.
Thank you.
Where can everyone find you? Where can we find
We're
Melissa?
everywhere.
Meals by Mel. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. But on the website, you know, www.mealsbymelissa.com, and that's MELISSA.
Okay.
We're on Facebook at MealsByMel, 1L. Twitter and Instagram is _MealsByMel. We're on LinkedIn. YouTube channel is Meals by Mel. Whatever, Google us.
Hey,
Real life.
right there, that part. Meals by Mel, everyone. Spotlight sessions. It's up. We had a great time. Thank y'all for joining us once again. Meals by Mel. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys. That was good.
That was great.